Pittsburgh Chatter where I do interviews where I want, whenever I want, with who I want. And today I got a special guest, BLACKDEUS. How's it going today, bro?
Hey, it's going pretty good. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, definitely. First, I want to talk about how I met you. I had met you working at PNC Park. And do you remember how we met? I seen you and I was like, why do you got your nails painted? He was like, I'm an artist. And automatically you played me a song. And I was the first. I was like, all right, I need you in for an interview.
Yeah, I remember that.
Facts. So I'm glad to have you here. So first, I
thank
want to start talking about like your music off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
Would you call it like a rock rap, or what would you label your music?
So I like to call it punk rap. Sometimes I'll call it goth rap. It kind of just depends because, I do a little bit of everything. So it kind of just, depends on whatever genre I'm doing. But my favorite to do is, that punk or that trap or that metal sound.
But like that's the thing though, you're yelling the whole time, but you're also rapping. So like normally goth music, you just hear they're just screaming, and it's not really like lyrical or like rhythmic, like I would say. But for you, it's different. Like you tap into both sides. Okay, so another question, just like, would you say your music's dark?
I would say some aspects of it can be dark. I try to be lighthearted. So,
But sometimes it just comes out as the opposite. Okay, because like I don't know. That, like I told you, there was the one song that I liked the most. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But most of the songs, it's like you're screaming the whole time. So, have you ever thought to maybe make like more lyrical, like lyric videos, so that people can see the actual words that you're saying?
Actually, yes, I have thought to do that. I started to make little TikToks where I put my lyrics, I type them out and all that. So I try to do that more.
Okay, I got you. All right, so first, how long have you been rapping, and what was your first song you created?
So I've been rapping since 2017. My first song I ever put out was a song called Void. So there was this guy at school. He hit me up. He was like, you make music? And I was like, yeah, I do. At the time I actually didn't. But, I went and I tried to just put my own little spin on something, and it came out okay, I would say.
And you had never wrote or done anything before this?
Nope.
So it was just like natural, kind of.
Yeah, I was just in study hall, and I was just writing out some lyrics to a beat that I had found.
Okay. So like we'll get back into the music, but let's trail off a little bit here since you just talked about that. So where are you from? Because you're not from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm from Memphis.
And like, what's it like down there?
It's a lot. I don't know how to really explain it. Like, it's not as spread out as over here, but at the same time, it's a very diverse place. It's just full of different people. Depending on where you at, sometimes it can be unsafe. But overall, it's a pretty cool place to
But
be.
just like anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
So what was it like growing up down there? Some memories you have.
It was always, I would say, fun. I always had somebody around. I didn't really go outside much as a kid. I really stayed inside on the laptop and all that. So the few times I would be out around, I would just go to malls, just chill.
Okay, normal stuff. That's not. So like this swag that you have, it's always been like this, or you have adapted to your music?
It kind of evolved with my music, if that makes sense.
I figured. So when you were like dressing before, what was it like? More like
It was, I pretty much deleted the pictures of it because it was kind of weird when I look back on it. But it started off with just me taking markers and just just drawing on my face, trying to get a little design up. And over time it kind of evolved into me getting more handiwork with my eyeliner and all that. So yeah.
So you do all this yourself?
Oh, well, I do most of it, but today my girlfriend actually did my
Okay,
look.
so that's the one thing. So you do have someone helping you, because normally to get your look, someone will have to go somewhere and pay to get that. So everything's in house, so you don't have to worry about.
Nope.
Okay, all right. So outside, like maybe in getting a haircut, everything else is pretty straightforward. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. All right, when you're doing your music, do you ever lose your voice? And like, does it happen often?
I used to, but I don't anymore.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all. I used to lose it.
You drop a lot of music, and you're telling me you don't.
See, I drink water beforehand to make sure
Water's the excuse.
No, it's not just that. It's just I train myself how to scream.
Oh,
Because
okay.
some people, the mistake that I was making at first, and most folks who do, they scream from their throat. when you're supposed to scream from your stomach. So after you learn how to do that technique, you really don't lose your voice as much.
So even if you're doing a show, you just use that technique that works for both?
That works, but I've never actually done a show, so I couldn't tell you
What?
that. Yeah. I'm planning on doing that, but I've never actually had a show in the years of me making
But you
music.
got pretty much a good fan base to at least pull in like 100.
I
Don't you
could.
think?
I would think so. You know, I've had people invite me, but you know, it's always very far from where I am.
So like, do you feel like you have a fan base in Pittsburgh already, or is it more based in Memphis?
I would say it's actually more based in New York, like according to my Instagram statistics that I be looking at. But I do have folks in Memphis that, you know, I grew up with who still support me. And I do know a few people out here from Instagram. So I think I would have, you know, a
After
decent
this, people will know you. At least, if not too many, at least a small portion that watch Pittsburgh Chatter. Definitely at least a small portion. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, like, who would you say is like your rap idol, and who do you listen to? Clearly X, like,
yeah.
no, there's no question
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, okay.
X is he actually inspired me to, you know, go ahead and take a deep dive into that. But as far as, you know, who I listen to the most and all that, it's gonna be Uzi.
Uzi?
Yeah.
Okay, so Uzi is more like the singy, like vibey type. I don't. Do you have a song like that?
I don't really sing like that, if that makes sense. But you know, in some songs I will just, you know, I use a little melodic flow, try to keep a little rhythm, if that makes sense.
A little catchy. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you punch in with your lyrics, or everything's written down?
I punch in sometimes, all right. It kind of just depends on the beat for me. Like if I'm feeling it, I really won't have to. Like sometimes, you know, I'll just go in and I'll just say a little bit of what I want to say, and then I'll just go back and refine it.
Okay, so the songs that you do write down, what's that process like?
So it's more so me finding a little theme that I want to make the song about.
Do you get the beat first or the theme first?
I get the beat first.
Okay, naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally. Okay.
Because when I find the beat, I can pretty much get a little tone set. And so when I do that, I pretty much find the lyrics, you know, that I want to use. Start off with some that I'm either relating with currently, or just something that's been upsetting me, or something like that. Because I direct my music through my emotions. And so when I do that, I just continue on writing until, you know, I don't have nothing else left to write.
But like, it's just another thing that kind of confuses me is like your personality doesn't really match your music. So is it just like, oh, you're negative, let me just throw this in the music so I can be real chill, real pleasant? Because it's not, you wouldn't expect, like, if somebody heard your music, they see you in person, you're like, hey, it's like, whoa, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
So is that why you do that?
You know, I present myself as a really humble person who keeps, you know, their emotions under the wraps. So whenever I do have something negative to release, you know, I don't take it out on people. I'd rather just use some kind of art or some other form of release to, you know, vent that out.
No, that's the smartest thing to do, and it always makes for the best songs.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. I don't know that it's Can't Slide Without My Knife. What song is that?
Can't Slide Without My Knife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who creates your beats? That beat is crazy.
So, to be honest, I just find beats on YouTube. I don't have a specific beat person who I get my beats from, although there is like 3 producers I would say who I love to get beats from. But who created that one? That was J-Pot. I only created one song with his beats, and that was that song.
So one of the best songs, you know, so that beat stands out clearly. So of course there's crazy beats on YouTube, but then I guess there's certain beats that like I didn't know that, and I just happened to say that song. So that just proves that when you get a beat sent to you by someone that created it, like that, you know, it hits a little bit harder.
Yeah,
all right.
Sure do.
The next song that bro, you already know what I'm saying because I told you this already. My favorite song, Snowman. It just shows like your versatility, and I was wondering if it was more of a personal song to you.
Actually, yes, Snowman was a more personal song to me. Back in 2020, I actually wrote that. and
when everything was going on.
back when all the racism was going on. And so, I just never had dropped it because I never managed to finish it. And, I had somebody slide up my Instagram recently and was like, hey, you ever dropped this? And I was like, nah.
Bro, you need to drop that on everything, bro.
Yeah.
Racial tension's always been a problem. We don't give a fuck. Gotta move in groups because if you solo,
but you out of luck.
No, you do that.
Oh, God.
And I just love that song, bro. Like, I get that you want to do it, bro. You have to make more songs like that, bro. That's just crazy. It's just so. All right, so you touch like more like a political side.
Yeah.
Then you still keep your dark side, and then you just speak facts also in the song. Like
that real shit.
Just phenomenally crafted. There's no way you punched it. You had to write that.
Yeah, I definitely wrote that.
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to say you punched it like that.
The beginning of the song I didn't write. Like I never start off writing the beginning of my songs. I just say what come off the top of my head.
Mm.
So when I said the Never Trust, I was looking because I like Biggie. So I looked for a suicidal thoughts type beat, and I came across that, and it just hit hard.
It starts so slow. Then you just snap. Nah, fact. Okay, so I guess you kind of already answered this question. You've never performed, like not even like something little, maybe like going Instagram Live and maybe
I have
anything.
done that.
Okay, that's sort of a performance, yeah. So you want to?
Yes, I definitely want to. I just have to find the right place, the right time, and all that. I like to have everything set.
Never no talent shows, anything of that nature. Okay. All right, so I was gonna ask you. This is one of my main questions before we dive into anime. How the fuck do you bypass all these copyrights for the fucking anime videos you use for your music?
So what I do is, for one, I do the edits, and I do little tiny minor edits to where they can't copyright it. And two, in your description, you always want to say, this anime isn't owned by me. You want to put who created the anime, who animated and all of that, so don't take it down.
The reason why I asked that is because back in the day, maybe like 3-4 years ago, I did a reaction video to like you're familiar with Naruto, right? Sasuke versus Deidara, and like it got like maybe 100 views, and I only got like 10 subscribers. Took that shit down. It was like, oh, you can't copyright, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I can't even react to this shit, and it's all over. Okay, so I guess you just said you clip the littlest scenes so that they can't release it. Because it does, when your videos in the anime, it does like, it will show like maybe 1.5 of a fight, then switch to something else, then switch to something else. Okay, so that's the smartest thing.
They took my video down a long time ago. Before I started making music, I did a little AMV, Meliodas, 7 Deadly Sins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one with Meliodas for 10 Commandments, and they took it down.
Immediately.
It had 1.1K views, they took it down.
Well, that was dumb popular, so then your music, I guess once they see that you're building any type of attraction, they're not gonna fuck with it. So, how many songs would you say you've created? Because I know there's a lot that it's just not out. It's like
there's a lot that I've created. I would say, as far as like overall, I would say over 300. I would say
100 songs, and maybe that are out, probably maybe like 50 to 70.
Yeah, but the only ones that are out, it's like I only have like 30 out, and I made a lot over that. 300 just, all the songs I've made over the time, and then it's counting in all the songs that I just started on and never finished. Now that's a lot more, so I wouldn't even be able to count all that up.
So like what, you might just lay a verse on something like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah, like, you know how you start something and then like you get distracted by creating something else. Like for me, like, you open my laptop, you'll see about 10 different song tabs open, just music that I'm working on. So yeah, I just be trying to do it all.
I get that. So I want to say, who do you like? What audience do you feel correlates with your music the most?
I would say anime fans. That's who I try to.
Definitely.
That's who I try to target it to, cause that's kind of what my music sounds like in a sense.
I can see like one of your songs being in the back of an anime type shit. Just like, and the fact that you already make videos that kind of like plays with it already to show that like, no, this shit will work perfect while they're fighting and stuff. So, okay. Anyone else that you would say? Or just mainly that's who you're?
I would say kind of the people that do my aesthetic it's kind of wishy-washy when it comes to that sometimes, because most people who are deeply into my aesthetic listen to solely like metal music.
And you would be like too rap. That's what I'm saying. You're literally right in between where it's like you might be too much of a rapper for them, but you're too much of goth metal for them. Like, you know what I mean?
I've tried to cut that border before, and I
don't.
Well, I mean, like, I've tried to do some of the metal music, like straight up guitars.
Oh, okay.
I try to experiment with that from time to time, but I've never dropped anything that I've ever done with that kind of sound.
What, you didn't love it or like what?
Nah, I just didn't like it.
Okay. Why don't you post your music on all the platforms?
Because for one, unlike most people, they sit and, you know, they record on their beat and they drop it on all platforms. Usually what the people want you to do is they want you to buy the beat and buy out a little lease. So, you know, that would make me have to buy a lease for every single song and put it onto my distribution.
And if it blows up, they'll try to get their bread off of it. Versus if it's just on SoundCloud, they're not going to bug about it. Okay, I got you. Because I do know a lot of people do drop beats and other people's remixes. You'll find all of that on SoundCloud.
Yeah, the producers don't ever really get paid for their beats, so, you know, I just try to keep it fair with them.
All right, you have a video, End of the World. Who came up with the concept for this?
I did.
It's a crazy video.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Crazy. No, like, I'm being real here, bro. It's a crazy video. They're going crazy throughout. Yeah. For everyone that doesn't know or have any idea what the fuck I'm talking about, you have to watch this man's End of the World video. I'll post a link after this. Crazy video. How did this come about?
See, like, one thing about me, I freestyle pretty much everything that I do. I don't have a plan for when I record anything. I just, you know, wherever I am at the time, you know, I just tell my friend, you know, record me doing this, record me doing that. You know, I direct all my videos. Like, I don't have anybody telling me what they want me to do or anything. You know, I just get where I want to be.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
So you're technically already a director in a sense. You're directing yourself, so no one really helped you with that, editing-wise, maybe?
No, I edited myself, too.
Oh, so you did everything yourself.
I edit all my videos, and I direct all my videos.
What's the reasoning for this?
I just like to put my own little creative twist on it. So, you know, since I was a kid, I used to play around with memes. I used to play around with little editing apps. And, you know, over time, I learned how to edit. So, you know, I just figure, you know, why pay, you know, big money unless it's like a really, really popping
like Cole
song.
Bennett or something. Like, he touches it. You're going to let him edit that shit.
Yeah. I'll let them do that. But as far as my regular shit, you know, I feel like it's cool for me to just edit some of my shit.
So would you say that it's because nobody's going to give it the touch that you specifically want on the video? All right.
Yeah.
The best feature you would say you had on a song?
Oh, I'm going to say that is going to be the song that I just released about a week or two ago called sickF with some artist named sickF.
Run it by you. Go ahead. Let me hear it. You know it by heart?
Yeah.
You know go ahead, give your verse or the whatever you want to do.
Okay, so the chorus is, I cannot deny the fact that I might be a sick fuck. Twist the truth and bend it up. I love it when she gives up. And then it breaks into the song, which is, I cannot deny the fact that I might be a sick fuck. Twist the truth and bend it up. I love it when she gives up. Run up on me, nigga, got that effing and it's blicked up. And hold on, what he say? Like, I don't know. You done fucked up. And then, you know, I started with chaos, rage. I don't get to rest. I'd rather light a fucking blunt to get these hoes right off my chest. And then I don't remember the rest.
You see how when you say your lyrics just regular?
Yeah.
Damn. It hits every single time, bro. And then when you scream, it hits even like.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to it in the car or something and be on some. Just hear it like that.
Yeah. Them lyrics are screamed out, so it don't sound like that, but. Yeah.
Exactly what I'm saying. So all right. Go ahead and tell us how it actually sounds. Just like the low chord. Yeah, go crazy.
Like a little scream?
Go, not too crazy, but like.
So, I cannot deny the fact that I might be a sick fuck. Twist the truth and bend it up. I love it when she gives up. I cannot deny the fact that I might be a sick fuck. Twist the truth and bend it up. I love it when she gives up. Run up on me, nigga, got the effing and it's blicked up. And hold on, what he say? Like, I don't know. You done fucked up, chaos, rage. I don't get to rest. I'd rather light a fucking blunt to get these hoes right off my chest.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
No. You know, see? You performing that? I can see it now. I can be a shit for everybody in the crowd. Like, no, I'm definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I know you probably are gonna have. You're gonna blow. I'm telling you this now, bro. I know you're gonna blow.
That.
But the thing is, like, I have a question. Like, I'm sorry, it's gonna end up coming up.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to compare you to X.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. That's been happening for the longest. I don't mind
But
it.
that space isn't filled.
That space has been very much filled.
By who?
What you mean, like his space?
Yes, like the way he creates music, I would say is similar to you, and his space still has not been filled.
That's true. That's true.
It's the same thing with like Mac Miller. No one has filled that role of how he rhymes and how he spits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that space very much has not been filled, and you know there are a lot of people who wanna fill up that space. And speaking of X, there actually is a little competition that he doing. Well, his manager, his company doing, where you know you remix his song, and you know you get paid $20K, and it end like next week. And you know I'm planning on doing that.
What song would you do?
It's gonna be it's called Toxic. So he has an unfinished beat that he made, and you know his company wants you to do. They want you to remix on. They want you to lay a verse down, and you know the top 3 best people gonna win. So you know I want to try that out, because you know speaking of X, that space has not been filled.
I don't see why you wouldn't win. Once they see bro,
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't win. And if you don't win, now, you're on somebody's radar. So you have to do that, because even if you don't win, trust me, I know for a fact you're going to be on someone's radar. You put out music on SoundCloud, so you have the repertoire for them to check in and be like, okay, this man drops music, and then you want to go, it's going to be crazy. They're going to be like, who does this for you? Who does that for you? And then what you're going to respond to me. I do that. I do that. And once you have that much control, they got to pay up, because I don't need nobody.
That's facts.
All right. Do you know any Pittsburgh artists, or have you tried working with them and anybody?
I plan on. I've worked with one Pittsburgh artist a long time ago. Their name was Shanax Bars. So they make the same music I make, but just it's a lot more, I would say, emo. So kind of like Lil Peepish. I plan on linking up with another artist here. I think his name is Cool. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm not finna butcher it. I plan on meeting up with him.
He reached out to you, or you reached out to him?
I reached out to him.
Okay.
Like we both follow each other. I just didn't know that he stayed here for the longest, because he posted up. You know, he was like, I'm in PA, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. We can link.
So how did you get down here? Like, how did this, or you've always been back and forth?
I came here in January. That's because I moved here with my girlfriend. So, you know, we were kind of just moving from place to place. And, you know, we kind of came here for a little while so we can try to get stable. And then we're going to try to branch out to, you know, New York or somewhere kind of like that, so we can have a lot more creative control.
Okay, I got you. All right. So, like, you didn't really talk about it, like, and that's why let's dig a little deeper with, like, what was childhood actually like for you? Like, parents, family, like, all of that. Just give us a little backstory on that.
So, I grew up with mainly just my mom. I have other siblings as well, but I did not really grow up with a father figure. I had a father figure. It was my stepfather. I have one brother, I have 2 brothers, and I have 2 sisters.
All on your mom's side, or your dad?
They're all on my mom's side.
So you never met your dad, or you know him now?
I have met him. He has kids of his own, but I'm not sure how many, so yeah.
Okay. So you might have brothers and sisters that you don't even know yet.
I met some of them, but I don't know all of them, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got you. So any sports that you were interested, or what were your hobbies back then?
Okay, so I was really into track. You know, I liked running. I was always running around school everywhere. I was also I took martial arts. So when I was 13 and 14, I took this Korean martial arts. I didn't really go past the white belt because, you know, I didn't really enjoy it like that as much as I thought I would.
It wasn't fun, or
it just really wasn't that fun.
Okay, I guess it's fun once you learn everything at the end, and you know you can know that. But I guess the building up to that. How old are you?
I'm 23.
So you're young doing all this. So you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of time, and you're on the ground. My fault.
You good?
So I guess you said you didn't really know. So what was your mom like? What was that relationship
Um,
like?
our relationship is very close. I would say that's the closest bond I have in my
Mhm.
family. She pretty much embraces, the uniqueness that I have
Mm.
versus, everybody was kind of skeptical about it at first, but over time my family kind of came into raps with it.
But why would they be skeptical? It's not like you're wilding out. It's just your
Mhm.
music. You can. It's evident you can hold a clear conversation. So
Uh-huh.
what would be the problem?
They just thought it was, they're very religious, and so, yeah.
No,
They,
now never mind.
yeah.
I can already see how that
Yeah.
goes. Okay, yeah. They're not gonna be open minded until
Yeah.
them checks start rolling in. they, they,
They didn't really,
everybody's open minded,
yeah,
huh?
they didn't really understand until it was just about 2 years ago that finally kind of came to terms with it.
Mm. All right, that makes sense. Okay, I got you. So were you popular in school? What was school like for you?
School was
In
always kind
Memphis,
of
correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. School was always kind of wishy washy. I went to Germantown. Um, I was that kid who was known for doing, I guess, the kind of absurd stuff around school. Like I had a little period where I used to climb buildings. I used to run around the school.
Parkour type shit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I used to just hop on the rails and do like tricks and shit. Like
Mhm.
I was just known as the kid who would just just be
Different.
out. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'd be dancing and all that.
But you could always like correlate with other people,
Yeah.
cool with other people
Yeah,
in different group stuff.
I had friends in every group. I had a nickname for mostly everybody. Most of the school would call me Spider-Man. Some of the other kids would call me the anime kid.
That's a cool. That's that.
Yeah.
Well, anime back then probably was. Well, nah, you're kind of young, so maybe it
Mhm.
wasn't as bad.
Actually, it really wasn't popular back then.
All right, so it was still, even when you were in school, it still wasn't as
Yeah,
popular.
that was about 2017, 18. That's around the time it came on, but most folks really wasn't on that wave just yet.
Everybody they always say Dragon Ball Z, and at the time I'm just like, brother, it's so we'll
Yeah.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right, so did you work any jobs after school, like after you graduated high school, anything of that nature?
I've worked a lot of jobs, to be honest. That would just it's more than off the fingers I can count. I've worked a lot of jobs. I'm not really the best person at keeping most jobs. The longest job I've ever kept was a Finish Line, and that's the job I actually liked because I'm into shoes. But every other job that I've worked at, like I've worked at pizza, I've worked at food places mainly, in retail, and over time those get kind of stressful.
Well, I mean, when you plan to make it and you know you're going to make it and you don't plan to be here in the long run, it's kind of hard to be at a job. Right? So I get that.
Yeah.
I luckily I've been able, like, I've been working since I was young, so I'm able to keep a job. But I completely understand how people be like, I would quit or whatever. Because, like, you really have to, like, train your mind to just be like, all right, I need
that's
this.
facts.
And that's a hard thing to do when you know, like, you could be doing so much. Something
God.
way easier and actually love what you're doing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I understand that completely. All right, so now we're at the animes. What animes were you actually interested in? Can we get a top 5? We might
right.
disagree. We might agree.
All right, so my top 5, and I'm going to go in order from my favorites. So, number 1 being the best. So, I'm going to say number 1, it's going to be One Piece. Number 2.
You've been keeping up with it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I stopped watching it about 2 years ago because
I read it.
Oh, see, I never read it because to me, I just think One Piece is better experienced through the anime because it feels like a real journey.
Yeah,
it feels like an actual journey.
It's
so,
long as fuck to watch. Hold on, finish your list first. We'll get to it.
So I'll put number 1, One Piece. Number 2, JoJo.
I couldn't get into JoJo.
JoJo is actually what inspired a little bit of my style too. Like JoJo is really interesting, but I'm gonna get into that. Number 3, I'm gonna put Monster. Number 4,
Haven't heard nothing.
Naruto.
Okay.
And then number 5, it's a real toss up because I love so many anime.
There's hundreds of animes.
So I'm gonna say Yu Yu Hakusho maybe.
I'm not hearing Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x see like when it comes to Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter.
Of course, you have to put a classic in there. I get that. I'm not mad at that.
Well, they both classics.
Yeah.
It's just they both made by the same people, so I love them both. But
So that would be like fall like 8 for you.
see, like the thing is, you brought up a good point though because Hunter x Hunter, it is really, it's much better than Yu Yu Hakusho because it came after. I just like the characters more in Yu Yu Hakusho. They a lot
The more
more.
notable.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't. All right, you didn't say anything about Soul Eater. Did you watch Soul Eater?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't like Soul Eater.
The manga
It
was
definitely
better.
ended short as
Yeah,
hell.
nah,
Anime.
the manga was better.
I didn't read the manga. The manga was
Apparently,
better.
the anime diverted from the manga's story point, which is why it got the way it got. So I want them to remake it.
Because if they brought that back, they would make so much
They
money.
would. They
definitely
would.
make
I
so
promise
much
they
money.
would.
All right. Before we talk about One Piece, because I can't. All right. So I tried to watch JoJo. I watched maybe one season. Cool. I go into season 2 happy. All right. Maybe it's gonna build up. Maybe I'm gonna. It's completely different. It's a different character, same name. Like I after that, I gave up. And my cousin had told me just thug it out, watch the season 1, ignore the sky and all the weird colors and shit. I was like, all right, cool, and I did it. And I just couldn't get off of it. So go ahead. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, see, JoJo for me, it's the first anime that I ever watched that had made me put my phone down and actually pay attention to it. Cause one
you
night,
have to, or you ain't gonna know what's going
yeah,
on.
see, like one night, I was just bored and I put something random. I put JoJo on, for a little while I wasn't paying attention until I seen, Jonathan smack the fuck out of Dio, and I was like, oh shit, let me see what's going on. So I started watching it more and more. I got hooked onto the lore, the memes and all that, the story. And I started to see more of it, and I'm like, okay, this look different. And, by the time I got the season, the second part of it, I think you seen Joseph Joestar?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Nah, the first one, that's
The purple,
Jonathan.
he has the all purple.
Yeah, that's Jonathan. The second
Okay,
one,
Jonathan.
The second one is Joseph, the one with the brown hair.
I'd seen like 2 episodes and maybe that.
That's when it get real hype.
Oh, so
For
I should have
most
stuck
folks.
what? So the first season is like you agree that it's a dead season.
It is a dead season, yes. But
and I'm thugging it out, so you see why I gave up.
yeah.
Like,
The only thing about it is you have to watch part 1 to know about every other part. 'Cause every other part is connected to part 1. Because I can't really say why without spoiling it, but it's just all connected.
okay, all right. Now that you said that, I'm gonna try to go read back
Yeah.
and watch it. One Piece. All right. So I don't know how far you are in One Piece. I've watched majority of it, but I'm not gonna lie. If you try to watch One Piece from season 1, you're gonna fall asleep on a lot of episodes. It's inevitable. I don't care what no one says. Niggas can sit here now. If you read it, I can believe that you read every chapter. I can believe that. But if you're telling me you've watched every One Piece episode, you're lying.
See, back when I got into One Piece, I was in the 9th grade. So, I had time to, just sit and watch anime all day.
So were you watching
time.
them when the episodes came out, like new episode?
No.
Okay.
No. See, like what I would do was whenever I got up too close, I would stop watching and I would wait about a year or two so I could binge it again. That's what I'm doing now. I stopped watching right when they got to Wano.
Oh, you got a shit ton.
Yeah.
And then okay, let me not.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you told me that, so
Yeah.
I won't ruin anything. It does get good. Wano's a hell of a arc. It's kind of saddening that that's when everyone wanted to kind of watch it because they didn't want to struggle it out. And now that they're fighting every single episode, there's always fights because One Piece has to kind of keep up with the new animes because these new animes drop 12 episodes a season, but the whole time they're fighting versus giving us 200 episodes and they're not fighting every episode.
Exactly, yeah.
So they kind of have to keep up with that. All right, so you didn't say 7 Deadly Sins either.
Oh, see, Seven
Do
Deadly.
you consider that an anime?
I do. My only problem with it was that I really, really enjoyed it. It was one of the few anime that made me actually read the manga. And like most shonen anime, it dropped the ball in the war arc. Like, I'm not sure what happened, but the writing just got like kind of just crazy. Like, I saw the end and everything. A lot of the plot twists just came out of nowhere. The demon, I did not really like the Demon King like that.
Then they made Melodies go like bad. They were just trying to do everything.
Yeah,
they
it
could.
was too much going on. Like the first 2 arcs started off goated. Like, I love those. And then all of a sudden it just started taking this turn where everybody started doing their own little thing. And I kind of just lost interest in it.
Okay, so and then I'm trying to think. What else did you?
I said Monster.
Monster. I haven't watched that. Any of these recent animes that you've liked that have came out?
My favorite of all time in this new generation is My Hero.
I can't, bro. So I was watching it so much. I was tweaking it way when nobody was watching it because they were. At first, nobody was like, "What the fuck? This is gonna be corny as hell," and I was like into it. And then I was just like, it was getting so repetitive. I'm like, when is this nigga gonna get strong? And now that I've seen glimpses that he may be evil now, so now I'm just really not interested at all. What had got me back into it though was the Hero Killer. Once I seen that, I was like, it's not often you get anime villains that are this deep and have this much of a backstory. So I was like, I like that a little bit. But I've tapped off to My Hero. I'm never gonna lie to you.
The thing about My Hero is, I ain't gonna lie, the newer seasons have started off, they've just been bad, but these newest arcs are where it's gotten like dark. Like it's no more playtime, you know, no more, they don't get to be kids like that no more. It's like,
So I need to start tapping back in.
yeah, like now, like they close to the finishing part. So, you know, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you know, it's folks just doing everything. You know, villains then came back making reappearances, folks dying, you know, back to back. Deku has definitely gotten way stronger, way stronger. And he didn't go evil, so you don't gotta worry about.
Okay. Because I need to tap in back to that, and I've started. Well, I read Black Clover, but I was kind of hanged off of that too. They started off fire, and then they've kind of. You don't like Black Clover?
Nah, see, I watched all the way up to 89, and I was like, I tried my hardest, but it just feels like
Naruto?
a bunch of
Okay.
It feel like everything munched up together. It feel like Fairy Tail and Naruto, just all in one.
Okay, I understand that. I'm not mad at that. It is a combination. All right, so let's go more to a personal side. You're in a relationship, so how long have you been together? How did you guys meet?
So we've been together for over a year now, and we met over on Instagram. But the thing was, you know, we met back in 2019. Like we followed each other, and you know, we didn't really talk much. She was trying to make a little bit of conversation, but I'm not really the best person to really just go back and forth with. So I didn't really engage in that much. Plus, I was in a relationship at the time too. So, and you know,
So you're a relationship type person.
I would say so. Like I'm either I'm always in one or I'm not in one.
Okay, I got you.
You could put it like that. So, back in 2021, fast forward, that's when I was going through a lot, and you know, I just said, okay, I'm finna just stop. I'm finna just chill and focus on myself for a little bit. And you know, we was already talking as friends, and we started talking off as friends more. And about like 3 or 4 months later, we just made it official.
Okay, so you guys met through Instagram, and then over time, the conversation started to build up. Okay, I got you. So what advice would you give to someone that's looking for a significant other?
I would say definitely become friends with them first, and if
that's a rare take. People don't
Yes.
usually.
Yeah, that's how we started off. We was friends first. Like, you always gotta start off as friends, because if you start off, you know, just hopping straight into a relationship, it's not really gonna end well. It's not gonna go the way you want, because the thing that people fail to realize is that when you first get into a relationship, you in the honeymoon phase. So, you know, you see that person
At their best.
Yeah, at their best. And, you know, after a few months or whatever, you start to see their real side. And, you know, you like, what happened to that person? They ain't go nowhere. You just was, you know, in an illusion. So that's why it's best to know a person beforehand, so, you know, that don't creep up on you.
So you think that knowing people at their highs and their lows is good, because once you get in a relationship, all right, I know what you're going to be like when you're low. I know what you're going to be like when you're high. But also, so that's not what people do. People tend to just like, okay, I see you like this. I see you at your peak, da-da-da-da, bam, and then just jump in. And you're saying go against that completely.
Yep. I'm saying go against that, because, you know, when it comes to relationships, I don't just date, you know, for fun. You know, I'm dating for a commitment, because I don't want to waste my time. Because, you know, my time, I could spend that doing anything, but I'm spending it with you. So, you know, I don't wanna make no mistakes, if you feel me.
Okay, so she makes music too, correct?
Yes,
But you guys never made a song together?
everybody.
What the fuck is going? What the
Like-
fuck is going
like,
on?
She's actually recorded on my equipment like once or twice. She claims that it's kind of hard to work with it, so she wanna, you know, have her own. But we definitely have a lot of things in the works to make together. We just have never gone at it yet.
Bro, I can see it now. You guys might as well just do like the Chucky and the Chucky wife thing, bro. Come on. That would be fuck a song,
God.
nigga, a tape, a whole,
Yeah.
like, solid 10. Like, I know you guys would kill it because I think I heard one of her songs. She's a singer, correct?
She a singer.
And it's complete. Do you think it's the same as your music, different? I don't really know. So
she actually do make screaming shit too.
Okay.
So, I feel like we can vibe because, her music, she can do that, that soft singing. I can just come in with a little snowman type rap. Just mellow it out.
Yo.
Yeah.
You've already thought about this clearly. It just hasn't happened yet. I'm not understanding, but I guess sometimes things will happen when they happen. And you guys don't want to force the song.
Yeah,
like if you don't force it, it'll probably be even crazier.
Because our beat selection is very different. Like, I ain't gonna lie, she has a lot of beats that I really do fuck with. And then, like, sometimes the beats that I kind of fuck with, she can't really vibe with them. Because they kind of just different, too different.
Okay. So that's what we're going to blame it on. We're just going to blame it on difference of choices in music and stuff like that. Okay, any video games?
Yeah, Smash Bros.
Hands down.
My 3 franchises of all time that I love playing, I'm going to really say 4. Pokemon, Smash Bros, Sonic, Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. So what would you, Smash Bros is your favorite? What would be the second?
Well, I'll say Sonic is my favorite of all time.
Okay.
Then I'll put Smash.
Okay. I was playing Sonic when it was on the computer, on the keyboard and shit. So I haven't played Sonic in a while, so I don't know what that's like. I do know the movies. I haven't watched the movies either. Have you watched any of the movies?
Yep.
Were they good? Or they're worth the watch?
They're actually very good. They
after they got bitched at to fix Sonic though.
yeah, they doing Billboard numbers, so yeah, they doing good.
All right. So you got any questions for me? Because we talked about a lot here. I think we got the basis of everything. You've explained your music. You've talked about some personal things. Any trauma, anything like that? Dealing with police, because you had before. The reason why I'm asking is because you said, if I kill a cop for saying, bitch, you know I would, right? Yeah. So I'm just picking here. Was there a backstory that why you said that maybe?
I have had a lot of encounters with cops, even here. So, like, yeah, I've had plenty of bad encounters with them, and back in Memphis, too.
Is it, which not to, like, shit on the trauma,
you good,
but, like,
you good.
What would you say is worse, here or Memphis?
I definitely say, shit, there's more, I feel more racial discrimination here than I did there. Mm-hmm. But, it kind of just depends on where I am at the time, I guess. Because sometimes they just like to pick.
And a lot of artists from Memphis is blowing up, so I'm telling you, a lot of them leave though too. Majority of the offers leave because we got Dolph from Memphis.
You got Dolph, you got NLE Chopper,
Glorilla. I think she just blew up. She's from Memphis.
You got
Yo Gotti.
You got Lil Double O.
There's hella artists now.
There's hella artists.
So it's definitely the time
Big
for
30.
Memphis artists. Yes, it definitely is. So, any questions for me, bro?
Yeah. So, what made you want to start doing podcasts?
This is the question everyone asks, bro. I've been wanting to do this a while ago, but I just know that I'm good for spotting talent and spotting people that like are good on camera and good to be able to conversate. And also, you just want to do something outside of just working for yourself. I work all the time. I work hard. I've been at the same job for a couple of years now, both of the jobs. And it was just like, all right, I'm giving all this time up, but what am I doing for myself? I'm not doing anything for me. So that's why I started podcasting. And honestly, it's fun. People be shading me because a lot of people be wanting to be brought on. But, like, that's the perfect thing about being able to do something that's yours. I can say who comes on. I get to control who I interview.
Facts.
And I know who's going to be big, who may be little, and sometimes I don't base it on, like, huge. Like, I expect this interview to blow, but I don't base it off that sometimes. Sometimes I just want to sit down with one of my bros and just have a conversation, and it might do, like, 60, 30 views, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It was a good conversation. I was able to bring them on my platform.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's really why I started. I mean, outside of that, yeah. Like I said, I hit you like maybe 6 months ago. Like, am I exaggerating? It might be 5-4.
It was probably way back in May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was at the beginning because I think it was still cold. Like, it was. Wait, was it cold at PNC still?
It was spring.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't hot though. It wasn't completely hot yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I had asked you to come on. And I'm just glad you was able to make it. It took a lot to get you here, but I'm definitely glad you came through, bro. Facts.
I'm real about my perfection. Like, you know, I didn't want to come just looking no type of way. I didn't want to come.
And this is your first interview, correct?
Yep, this is my very first interview.
Perfect. But bro, if you don't blow now, it's gonna happen once someone gets your like do that. All right, figure. When's the you should do that. You said it was the X thing. What was it called?
Toxic. His little
yeah,
remix.
you should do that because they're gonna look at it. Then you have the interview. Then you have your music. Bro, it's not everything flowing right in the right direction. Like, really think about it. So if you do that, somebody's gonna get eyes on. I just know somebody's gonna get eyes on it. I expect you to be blowing up in the next year.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
See, like, I definitely see it like that. Like, I see it coming at some point in time 'cause I got a lot going on, you know. Like on top of it's not just music that I do, it's art as well, you know. I write. So I got people expecting, you know, stories from me too. And I got actual character for my anime art done. So yeah, so I'm focusing on that too. So, you know, I definitely see next year being a big year for me.
Definitely just keep grinding and I know you're gonna hate me to say this, but you gotta get some music on. Is Snowman your beat or that's a YouTube beat?
That's a YouTube beat, but I can definitely, you know, buy a lease for it.
You have to get that song. If not, at least 3 to maybe at least an album on there.
Yeah.
At least just you have to, even if you have to create the beat your damn self. If you have to. That type shit. But no, I appreciate you for coming in, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you inviting me.
Definitely.